Vanakkam. Hi, hello everybody. Today we are going to solve a problem from Engineering Circuit Analysis by William Hay, 8th edition. So this is an electrical circuit in which we are asked to find out the voltage Vx across this 9 ohm resistance. And also we are asked to solve this problem using mesh analysis as well as using nodal analysis. But today we are going to solve only using this mesh analysis. Later in another video we'll see about solving this problem using nodal analysis. Okay, let's get started. So we have taken this problem and we are going to find out this Vx. And before solving this problem, I would like to explain this case 7 on how to solve this problem actually. So this is a generalized template. So I'll explain this so that you will get a clear understanding and then easily you can solve that problem. So in this problem, we have one voltage source and five number of resistors, two loops and one common current source. That is important. So if you have a common current source, the thing is you need to form two number of loops with currents I1 I2 as well as you have to form a super mesh like this. Okay, so this super mesh is formed after ignoring this current source. This particular path is being ignored. So this super mesh consists of two currents, I1 current as well as I2 current, which are flowing through their respective resistance. For example, this I1 current flows through this R1 resistance as well as R2 resistance alone, even though you are having a super mesh. Similarly, in this super mesh, you have this R3, R4, R5 resistances through which only this I2 current alone is flowing. That you should take into consideration. Okay, now we'll see how to solve this. So even though it is a super mesh, we are going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So first we need to form a voltage equation. So you know voltage equation means it consists of summation of the voltages that is equal to 0, isn't it? So we start from this bottom left corner and traverse through this path and then again here and then here and then we end here. Okay, so when you start from this path in here, you have this voltage V available. This voltage source V is available, but the entering point is with the polarity minus. So you have to mark this as minus V. Then you traverse through this path in which this R1 and R3 resistances are present. You don't have any voltage, but this comes under voltage drop. So you have to mention this. So you mark this as, here it is plus sign and this is minus with the voltage across this resistance as V1. Similarly, here you mark this as plus and minus with the voltage across this as V3. Then here it is entering point is plus, then minus. So the voltage across this one is V4. And here the entering point is plus here, then it is leaving point minus with the voltage across this R5 resistance is V5. Then here it is plus and here it is minus with the voltage across this one is V2. Okay, so now we start writing this voltage equation here. So after this V, here we come across this, so it is V1 and the entering point is here plus, so we have to write it as plus V1. Then here it is across this R3 it is V3, across this R4 it is V4, then we have this V5 and then V2, that is equal to 0. So the first step is over. After that we have to apply Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is V equal to IR. So this V is to be replaced by the product of current and the resistance. So already this minus V, it is a voltage source. This voltage value is known to us. There is no need to replace this. But this V1 is to be replaced by the product of this R1 resistance as well as the I1 current which is flowing through that. Okay, so it is plus I1 R1. Then when you go through this V3, it is the product of this R3 as well as this I2 current which is flowing through that path. So it is I2 R3, it is over. Okay, then you go through this V4. So this V4 is again the product of this I2 and the R4. So we replace that V4 by I2 R4. Then we go through this V5 and this V5 is the product of again this current I2 and the R5. So we replace it by I2 R5. But when you go through this V2 is to be replaced by the product of this I1 current and the R2. So it is I1 R2. So we have written the voltage equation replacing the voltages by IR. Okay, so it is over now. So we got the first equation. The second step is to apply KCL at node 1. This current source is connected to this node as well as to this node. So either you can take this node or you can take this node. Any node you can take. Okay, but the thing is that particular node should be common to this loop as well as this loop, because combining these two loops only we have formed the super mesh. Okay, that condition only apply. So now we have selected this particular node. So in this node, if you check, this A current source is flowing upward, and this loop 1 current I1 is flowing to the left side, and this loop 2 current I2 is entering into this node. So we know that what is KCL? It is the summation of entering current is equal to the summation of leaving current. So what are the entering currents here? Only this I2 is the entering current to this particular node, and what are the leaving currents? This I1 and A or the leaving currents. So we have formed these two equations. So after forming these two equations, we can go for solving them. Okay. So with the same principle, now you can go and solve the problem given here. We need to form two loops. So this is with I1 current, first loop. Then you have the second loop with the I2 current. But the current source is common. That's why we formed the super mesh. So for the super mesh, we can apply KVL, right? We start from this bottom left corner, and we come across this voltage V1, that should be marked by S, because this can be taken as resistance number 1. So this is plus V1. So when you traverse through this path, we encounter with this 22 volts voltage source, and the entering point has the polarity plus. So it is plus here, that we put it as plus V. Then we traverse through this third path in which this Vx voltage drop is available with the positive polarity at the entering point. So it is plus Vx. Then we go through the last path. Okay. So in which no element or voltage is available. So it is equal to 0. That's how we form this voltage equation. So the next step is to apply Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. That is, V is the product of current and the resistance. There is no need to replace this V by IR because the magnitude is known to us. Only this V1 and this Vx are to be replaced. So what is this V1? We know that this is the voltage across this 2 ohm resistance with the current I1 is flowing, so that we can write it as I1 R1. That means this R1 is 2 ohms, isn't it? Then we know that this plus V is nothing but 22. Then this Vx can be replaced by this current I2, because this is the second loop current multiplied by that R2 resistance. Okay. Now you can substitute the values of this R1 and R2. R1 is 2 and R2 is 9, and this 22 is brought to this side. So it becomes minus 22. So we get this equation. This is our first equation. 2I1 plus 9I2, that is equal to minus 22. Now we are going to apply KCL at node 1. As I told you already, this can be taken as node 1. So at this node, the 11 amperes current is leaving. This I1 current is also leaving, but this I2 current is entering. So that we can write the equation as it is the sum of the entering current that is equal to the sum of leaving current. So I2 current is entering, this I1 plus 11, these currents are actually leaving. Okay, so from this I can write the equation as I1 is equal to I2 minus 11. This I have taken as the second equation. Already we know the first equation. Now substitute the second equation in the first equation. What is the meaning of it? That is, the I1 is to be replaced by I2 minus I1. That is, we want to have only a single unknown. Already we have two unknowns, I1 and I2. In this, by substituting the second equation into the first equation, we'll get only single unknown. Okay, so this is 2 into I2 minus 11 plus that 9 I2, that is equal to minus 22. So it can be expanded now as 2 I2 minus this 2 into 11, that is 22, plus 9 I2, that is equal to minus 22. So it is 11 I2. That means by adding these two, we get this as 11 I2, that is equal to minus 22. When you bring it to this side, it becomes plus 22, so that you will get the value as 0. So 11 I2 is 0 means I2 is also 0 amperes. So we got one answer. We know the second equation, that is I1 is equal to I2 minus 11, in which we got the answer for this I2. So it can be substituted as 0, so that you will get the value for this I1. So I1 is equal to minus 11 amperes. Actually, this is not needed as per our problem. Only we need to find out this Vx. That means if you know once this I2 current, simply you multiply these two values, that is 9 into I2 value, will get this Vx. Okay, so I2 is 0. Already we got this. So that if you substitute that value of 0 here, then we'll get the Vx value as 0. So Vx is equal to 0 is the answer. So we got the answer. Okay, thank you. Hope you have understood.